Mexico City, the latest on Mexico's earthquake, all times local, 5:30 p.m. Half of the cupola of an historic church in Mexico City has fallen after sustaining damage during the magnitude 7.1 quake that hit central Mexico this week. The dome of the Our Lady of Angels Church, featuring stained glass from Germany, split in two and half, collapsed Sunday afternoon. The cupola was left with severe cracks after Tuesday's quake, and engineers have told church leaders it was likely to collapse. According to the Archdiocese of Mexico, more than 150 religious buildings in central Mexico were damaged during Tuesday's quake. Most of that damage occurred in Puebla State, where the quake was centered. 5 p.m. Neighbors and residents of a collapsed apartment building on the south side of Mexico City have obtained an injunction from a judge that says rescue efforts must continue for 5 more days. A spokesman for the building's residents and neighbors said Sunday that the injunction was obtained Saturday night, so 4 days remain. Spokesman Isaac Garcia says the injunction was a precautionary measure to make sure the search continues at the site wrecked by Tuesday's earthquake. He says residents and neighbors have maintained a good relationship with the Navy and civil defense authorities running the search operation at the site. But, Garcia says, we wanted to make sure that we had something based in law to protect us. He says residents will reevaluate on the 4th day to decide whether to seek an extension. Arguing there is still a chance of survivors, Garcia says a team of Japanese searchers extracted a small dog alive from the pile of rubble at mid-afternoon Sunday. 3:50 p.m. Rescuers have temporarily evacuated from the wreckage of a 7-story office building in Mexico City that collapsed in Tuesday's magnitude 7.1 earthquake. The Sunday afternoon evacuation was carried out because the pile of rubble shifted. Captain Juan Carlos Peñas of the rescue team says they will now have to conduct tests and measurements to determine whether it is stable. The work stoppage comes at a critical moment on the 6th day of rescue efforts as the clock is ticking for anyone trapped inside. Rescuers are trying to access a part of the wreckage where they believe there may be a survivor and introduce a camera to check. The collapsed site in the Roma Norte neighborhood is one of a dwindling number where crews still have hopes of finding people alive. As of Sunday afternoon, the death toll stands at 319, including 181 in Mexico City. 3:25 p.m. Rescuers have pulled a small dog alive from the rubble of a building that collapsed in Mexico City after Tuesday's deadly earthquake. Images broadcast on Milenio TV show helmeted members of a Japanese search and rescue team cradling the white dog and petting its head as they bring it down from the wreckage. The rescue took place at an apartment building in a southern neighborhood of the capital. It's one of a dwindling number of collapse sites where crews still have hopes of finding people alive. As of Sunday afternoon, the death toll stands at 319, including 181 in Mexico City. 11:45 a.m. Mexican authorities say the death toll from Tuesday's magnitude 7.1 earthquake is continuing to grow. It now stands at 319, with more than half of those in the capital. Civil Defense Chief Luis Felipe Puente reported Sunday on Twitter that 181 people died in Mexico City. There were also 73 deaths in Morelos State, 45 in Puebla, 13 in the state of Mexico, 6 in Guerrero and 1 in Oaxaca. 10:25 a.m. Mexican authorities say the death toll from Tuesday's magnitude 7.1 earthquake has reached 318, with more than half of those in the capital. Civil Defense Chief Luis Felipe Puente reported Sunday morning on Twitter that 180 people died in the capital. There were also 73 deaths in Morelos State, 45 in Puebla, 13 in the state of Mexico, 6 in Guerrero and 1 in Oaxaca. Copyright 2017 The Associated Press. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten or redistributed,